The moment Jungkook stepped onto American soil, something shifted, not just in the air, but across headlines, timelines, and television screens nationwide. It wasn't simply another celebrity arrival. It wasn't just another K-pop idol visiting the United States. What unfolded felt larger, deeper, and undeniably historic. The American media didn't just report on Jungkook. They celebrated him, dissected him, and, in many ways, elevated him to a level rarely seen for an international artist. And the question echoing everywhere was the same. Why? From the moment his arrival footage surfaced, major media outlets began pushing alerts. News anchors who typically reserve their excitement for political developments or Hollywood blockbusters suddenly found themselves captivated by a Korean artist whose presence alone seemed to command attention. Clips of fans gathering at airports, holding banners, crying, laughing, and chanting his name flooded television broadcasts. Commentators spoke not just about his fame, but about his influence, his ability to transcend language, culture, and geography in a way that felt almost unprecedented. It wasn't just the scale of the welcome that shocked observers. It was the tone. American media didn't treat Jungkook as a niche international figure. They treated him as a global icon arriving home. Headlines used words like phenomenon, unstoppable force, and the face of a generation. Analysts began comparing his reach to the biggest names in Western pop history, and not as a stretch, but as a legitimate conversation. Behind this overwhelming reception lies a story that goes far beyond music charts. Yes, Jungkook's achievements are staggering. As a member of BTS, he helped redefine what global success looks like for non-English artists. But his solo journey has elevated him even further. American media has been watching closely as he carved out his own identity, one that blends vulnerability with power, precision with emotion, and discipline with spontaneity. One of the key reasons cited repeatedly by American outlets is authenticity. In an industry often criticized for being overly manufactured, Jungkook stands out as someone who feels real. His interviews, though sometimes minimal in words, are rich in emotion. His live performances carry imperfections that fans interpret as honesty rather than flaws. Journalists noted how his expressions, whether during a performance or a quiet moment, convey a depth that resonates universally. Another reason is his unmatched versatility. American critics, known for their rigorous standards, have highlighted how Jungkook seamlessly moves between genres. Pop, R&B, dance, even subtle hints of rock. He doesn't just attempt them, he embodies them. This adaptability has made him incredibly appealing to Western audiences who value artists capable of reinvention. But perhaps the most compelling factor is the connection he has with fans. American media outlets were particularly fascinated by the phenomenon of ARMY, the global fan base that has become a cultural force in itself. Reports describe scenes of fans camping overnight, organizing welcome projects, and coordinating synchronized messages across social media platforms. Yet what stood out wasn't just the dedication, but the emotional bond. Fans didn't just admire Jungkook, they felt understood by him. This emotional connection has been amplified by Jungkook's openness. Over the years, he has shared glimpses of his struggles, his fears, and his growth. American journalists pointed out how rare it is for an artist of his stature to maintain such transparency without losing mystique. Instead of diminishing his image, it has strengthened it. The timing of his arrival also played a crucial role. The American entertainment landscape is in a period of transformation. Audiences are seeking diversity, authenticity, and global perspectives more than ever before. Jungkook's presence aligns perfectly with this shift. He represents not just a different sound, but a different narrative, one that challenges traditional definitions of stardom. Television panels debated his impact extensively. Some analysts argued that Jungkook represents the future of global pop, a future where language barriers are irrelevant and cultural exchange is the norm. Others emphasize his role in breaking stereotypes about Asian artists in Western media. For decades, representation has been limited and often problematic. Jungkook's success disrupts that narrative completely. Social media, of course, played a massive role in amplifying the media frenzy. Within hours of his arrival, hashtags related to Jungkook began trending across platforms. American celebrities joined the conversation, posting messages of admiration and excitement. Influencers created reaction videos, dissecting every detail, from his airport outfit to his subtle gestures. Music critics also weighed in, analyzing his artistry with surprising depth. Articles explored the technical aspects of his vocals, praising his control, range, and emotional delivery. Dance experts highlighted his precision and fluidity, noting how he manages to make complex choreography look effortless. These weren't surface-level compliments. They were detailed evaluations that placed him among the top performers in the industry. Yet beyond the technical praise, there was a recurring theme in American media coverage: presence. Jungkook's presence, both on and off stage, was described as magnetic. Reporters who attended his events spoke about an intangible energy that filled the room the moment he appeared. It wasn't loud or overwhelming. It was subtle but undeniable. There's also the narrative of growth. American audiences love a story, and Jungkook's journey provides a compelling one. From a young trainee with immense potential to a global superstar carrying the weight of expectations, his evolution has been both inspiring and relatable. Media outlets revisited his early days, drawing contrasts with his current persona, emphasizing how far he has come. Interestingly, the coverage wasn't limited to entertainment sections. Business publications analyzed his economic impact, highlighting how his presence boosts ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and even tourism. Cultural commentators discussed his influence on fashion, noting how his style choices quickly become trends. Fashion magazines, in particular, were quick to embrace him. His airport look alone sparked countless articles, with experts breaking down every element, from the fit of his clothing to the symbolism behind his accessories. Designers reportedly expressed interest in collaborating with him, recognizing his power to influence global fashion trends. Amid all this praise, there was also a sense of curiosity. American media seemed eager to understand what makes Jungkook different. Why him? Why now? The answers varied, but they often pointed back to a combination of talent, timing, and authenticity. One particularly striking aspect of the coverage was its emotional tone. Journalists didn't just report facts, they expressed feelings. Words like moving, inspiring, and unforgettable appeared frequently. It's rare for media to blur the line between reporting and admiration. Yet Jungkook seemed to evoke that response naturally. Fans, of course, played a crucial role in shaping this narrative. Their reactions became part of the story. Interviews with fans revealed deeply personal accounts. How Jungkook's music helped them through difficult times. How his words provided comfort. How his journey inspired them to pursue their own dreams. These stories added a human dimension to the coverage, making it more than just a tale of fame. As days passed, the excitement didn't fade, it evolved. Initial reactions gave way to deeper discussions about his impact on the global music industry. Panels debated whether his success marks a permanent shift or a unique moment in time. Most agreed on one thing: Jungkook is not just a trend. The phrase, once-in-a-generation artist, began appearing more frequently. While such labels are often used loosely, in this case, they seem to carry weight. Analysts pointed to his consistency, his work ethic, and his ability to connect with diverse audiences as evidence. There's also an element of unpredictability that fascinates observers. Jungkook doesn't follow a fixed formula. Each performance, each appearance carries an element of surprise. This unpredictability keeps audiences engaged and media outlets eager to cover his every move. Despite the overwhelming attention, Jungkook himself remains relatively reserved. This contrast between the massive spotlight and his quiet demeanor adds to his allure. American media noted how he lets his work speak louder than his words, a trait that feels increasingly rare in today's attention-driven culture. As the coverage continues, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about a single visit. It's about a shift in perception. Jungkook's reception in America signals a broader acceptance and appreciation of global artists. It suggests that the boundaries of the music industry are expanding and that audiences are ready to embrace diversity in new ways. In many ways, Jungkook's story is still unfolding. The current media frenzy is just one chapter in a much larger narrative. Yet it's a chapter that will likely be remembered as a turning point, a moment when American media didn't just acknowledge a global star, but wholeheartedly embraced him. And perhaps that's the most powerful reason behind the extraordinary welcome. Jungkook doesn't just fit into the existing framework of global pop. He reshapes it. He challenges expectations, redefines standards, and creates a space where artistry and authenticity coexist. As cameras continue to follow his every move and headlines continue to celebrate his presence, one question lingers. What comes next? If this is how America welcomes Jungkook now, what will happen when he takes the stage, releases new music, or embarks on a solo tour? The anticipation is palpable. The excitement is real, and the world is watching. Because this isn't just about an artist visiting a country. It's about a cultural moment, a convergence of talent, timing, and transformation. And at the center of it all stands Jungkook, quietly, powerfully, changing everything.